Should you get and build Akkord and Hadia? Short answer, probably no. Long answer, this entire video. Okay, let's make this one quick. Akkord, a 4-star blast caster, and Hadia, a 5-star with a new guard archetype called Mercenary, are the two newest operators added to the Red Voucher shop. First, let's see Akkord. She is a music instrument tuner from Lithuania, who is currently visiting Rhodes Island for oropathy treatment, and also serving as caster operator. Akkord is a blast caster. This caster has a long, straight attack range, and they can attack all enemies inside the attack range, which technically makes them a good choice to handle crowds. But oftentimes it is difficult to find a perfect tile where you can fully utilize their range. Although you can somewhat brute force it by creating a kill box using some blockers, but this might end up still not ideal. Other than that, this caster has a rather slow attack speed and a really big cost. The 6-star in this archetype, Ifrit, also suffer from this archetype's typical drawbacks. But at least in her case, she has a lot of useful abilities that make up for this archetype clunkiness, like reducing resistance or defense, has 2 good DPS skills, and her Delta module allows her to inflict burn damage. Akkord, however, doesn't really have anything that makes her stand out. Her abilities only focused on AoE and DPS, which is easily replaceable. As you can see here, her talent will simply increase her attack if at least one operator is inside her range. Her skill 1 is basically a budget version of Ifrit, but suppose it's a decent option if you play IS mode that gives her plenty of SP buff. Skill 2 will increase her attack, and gives a pretty interesting ability where all operators inside her range will trigger an AoE arts damage. But the damage multiplier is way too low. What's even more horrendous? The AoE damage from other operators is only 0.9 tiles radius. Enemy from the adjacent tile literally take no damage. So yes, in my opinion, due to her abilities, she's not really worth getting, even in IS mode where low rarity units often shine, due to her high deployment cost and lack of utility. I think if you're looking for an AoE DPS unit, Pudding, who is also a 4-star Red Voucher operator, is a way better choice. It's a shame she doesn't provide much in gameplay department, because she has a gorgeous design. And her English VA accent sounds lovely. Alright, now let's see Hadia. A Colombian-born Caprini, who is the descendant of the legendary Sagan warrior tribe. Though the tribe is pretty much gone now, she is on her journey to rebuild her tribe like what it used to be. At one point she joined the Rhodes Island Sagan branch office, in order to expand her combat knowledge, and at the same time serve us as a combat operator. Okay, Hadia got a new guard archetype called Mercenary, focusing on DPS and crowd control. Mercenary is basically a 2-block guard that can use DP to enhance their abilities. Based on Hadia, this guard has a cheap deployment cost, similar to Brawler. But of course the catch is that you need DP to enhance their skills. As for other stats, there's nothing really extraordinary. But this guard has a rather low attack, similar to a Pioneer Vanguard. That being said, her talent seems to try to fix this issue by giving Hadia a permanent attack buff every time she consumes DP, which includes deployment. Any act of consuming DP will also stun all enemies inside her range for a brief moment, and this is where her crowd control tag came from. And yes, since deployment counts, it means she can instantly stun enemies on deployment. For skills, her skill 1 will increase her defense. You can then choose to consume some DP to give her attack buff. Skill 2 interestingly not only requires SP, but also enough DP to activate. And it will give her an extended range. Attack multiple enemies, and attack buff. You can then consume more DP to prolong this skill duration. This skill is definitely her best to deal damage and handle crowds, especially when you need to utilize her stuns. I personally would put Hadia in the good 5-star category. But alas, she is a red voucher operator that requires 600 red vouchers to purchase. For that price and what she offers, I think she's not worth the price tag. It's better if you save up the red voucher for stuff like module blog, chip catalyst, or a more useful red voucher units, like honeyberry for example. With that said, she is a really interesting new unit, and I can't wait to see what the 6-star of this archetype can do. That should be all. Adios.